Happy holidays! I'm Ernie Emad with The Scoop on Miami, and today we're taking you to the iconic Cuban palace of Calle Ocho, the world-famous Versailles. It was founded in 1970 by Cuban migrant Felipe Valls. We look back at how Versailles became a symbol for the Cuban exile community, and we show you the secrets of how this enterprise meets its demand. That's all on this episode of The Scoop on Miami.
It's incredible, 50 years of consistently, bettering the restaurant is kind of the secret to success in restaurants. You have to always be trying to better, not just stay good, we're good, and that's what it is. It started as a very small diner, mainly was built by my father in 71. Musicians, artists, there was a lot of that came from Cuba that were kind of hanging around the area. The gentleman that built the interiors was a designer in Cuba that did a lot of Art Nouveau, French, and he just went with the French style. The name was kind of a comical name, kind of a, Versailles, the Hall of Mirror, little place for a late night, and it opened like that. It became, and it started very early on when then not Governor Graham came here, put a busboy's uniform on. They came out in the Herald, it came out all over the place. They got tremendous publicity. And I think politicians just started saying, Versailles is the pulse of the Cuban community. If you want to touch something, Versailles is kind of the place to touch.
It is amazing to be able to build something that appeals to such a wide demographic of people.
The sales aren't huge because of the price point. If my price point was $100 a head,
right.
I might not be here.
You would have to move to a different demographic. There's no question about that.
The process to make these pastelitos begins at the crack of dawn, where Versailles' team of bakers knead through tons of dough and guava to meet the demands of not just this ventanita, but the hundreds of other locations in the city that serve their iconic treats.
At the world's most famous Cuban restaurant, Versailles, at the Ventanita, what better way to enjoy a tremendous cup of Cuban coffee?
A popular feature of many Latin cafes in Miami is the Ventanita. It's a small walk-up attached to a kitchen or bakery where you can order a cafecito or pastelito while enjoying the open air and the vibrant people around you. What some may not realize is that this gastronomic practice was started right here by Felipe's father almost 50 years ago.
My father's first job here, he started working in a restaurant, used restaurant equipment, tried to convince him to bring espresso machines, and he didn't want them, and he actually eventually lent him money to bring some in, and he opened the first coffee machine, the first espresso machine, either from Catalonia or Italy, in a supermarket on Flagler and like 12th Avenue around there. And he told the owner, you have a storefront, the coffee machine's right there, why don't you put a guillotine window and you can sell to all these people that are walking through the street. And so the owner did, he installed it for him, and ever since that window started, everybody started using the window. We set up the first one in the old Badillas on 16th, the pub today, and all our restaurants, obviously, that are Cuban have ventanitas, and there's probably over 1,000 ventanitas in Miami. We roast our own coffee. We provide coffee for probably half the ventanitas in Miami.
Felipe Valls Jr. and his daughter Nicole have not only kept up with Versailles' growing international reputation, but to meet the challenges of the COVID pandemic, they've innovated to bring some of Versailles' classic to your home around the U.S.
Next year we'll be selling them along with a Cuban sandwich on Goldbelly, but right now you can come get them. It's always best to enjoy them here at the restaurant, But you can take them home and use your, fry them at home. Your air fryer works as well, so it's something really good because no Cuban party is complete without croquetas.
And the ham croquetas. Now you make more than ham croquetas. You make chicken croquetas and
chicken and bacalao, but ham is our most popular one.
Oh my goodness. Obviously the ham is the star of the croqueta, but it's so smooth inside.
Pretty much, it's very ham-centric, our croquetas. There's bechamel, but very, like you said, the ham is really the star of the dish.
So the bechamel, that's what gives it the really creamy, the really buttery. It's just a fantastic flavor in your mouth. So let me take a bite of this Cuban sandwich. It's classic. First of all, the homemade bread, the crisp of the bread. Many times when you order Cuban sandwiches, they're made so quickly that the meat's cold in the middle. Here it is hot all the way through, and you get all the flavors, and you can tell this is not sliced ham and sliced pork. It is actually made here slow and low,
Yeah.
right, to get all of the fantastic flavors.
There isn't a lot to tell about Versailles that most people don't know, except that we take tremendous pride on it, and that our Cuban food is kind of the original, authentic, old school, which is basically Spanish cuisine with influences of a little bit of Africa, a little bit of China, and a little bit of the Caribbean, New World products.
Whether you're passing by this landmark every day on your morning commute or visiting on a recommendation for your trip, Versailles is open every day from 8 a.m. to 1 a.m. except certain holidays. They're available on all the food delivery platforms, including Goldbelly.com. And thanks to all the 40,000 plus viewers that we're receiving every month supporting The Scoop on Miami. For advertising and sponsorship opportunity, contact us at thescooponmiami.com. That'll do it for another episode of The Scoop on Miami. Thank you for joining us. I'm Ernie Emad.